Hey guys, welcome to GJBricks. I'm Greg. Now, you haven't seen a video from me for a few weeks because I have been feeling pretty poo. Just life has made me feel pretty poo, and I know there's other YouTubers that will appreciate that comment, and things like COPPA happening have not helped that. So I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do with COPPA and what that means. So those of you that have been following it know that, you know, there's a rule called COPPA, which is to protect kids online, and it was found that YouTube was actually breaching that law. Now, YouTube's policy says you should be 13 and over to watch YouTube videos, but they kind of ignored that policy and let younger kids watch it, collected data on it, and served ads to them. As a result of that, they got a whacking great fine, and now they've put all of the responsibility for that onto us. And they've done it in a very brute force way. Now, I'm a parent, and I will confess to having maybe not kept quite as close an eye on my kids as I should have when they've been using my phone and they have actually watched YouTube videos they probably shouldn't have watched. Not like terrible ones, but I mean like older kid ones they shouldn't have watched. So I fully understand how it happens, and to be honest, putting it on the creators is not the way to solve that problem. It's something that's gonna happen. It's life. That's how it happens. YouTube is a 13 and over platform. It says it in the terms and conditions. YouTube needs to enforce that somehow, but even they can't fully enforce it. And what they should actually do is say, if we aren't 100% certain that this is someone who's over an age, they should not track them. Plain and simple. That's the solution that should be happening. But they've actually taken a sledgehammer to whack-a-mole. Actually, it's probably more like a, I don't know, a nuclear bomb or something to whack a mole. You know, screw the moles, they're all gone. No one's going to play this game again. That's pretty much what they're doing to creators. So what they're doing is they're going to take away, got to go through your channel, flag if your video is related to kids in some way, and I'll talk about that one in a second. If it is, what they will do starting in January is take away monetization. It's not the end of the world, because you know, my channel's been monetized for a few months now. I think I've made $25. Yeah. But what really hurts is they're going to take away likes and comments. Now, for me, and I know my good friend Dr. McBrick made this same comment, I started my YouTube channel for a couple of reasons. One was to give myself a real confidence boost. Believe it or not, I thought making myself more public and actually working on presenting would give me a confidence boost, and I think it has. I think I actually present reasonably well. Feel free to correct me in the comments if you want, or say it worked. You know, that confidence thing also makes me a bit up and down sometimes, and talking to people and knowing they enjoy what you do and they like talking to you and they like hearing you talk and they like hearing what you have to say is just a great feeling, and that's being taken away. And that actually has nothing to do with COPPA. That doesn't support that policy. That's just something YouTube's done. And I found it quite ironic. If you follow YouTube creators on Twitter, they put a video up the other day about COPPA, which, you know, they got, rightly so, they got a lot of quite bad comments about that one. I confess I was one of those people. Rightly so, everyone was just pointing out how much of a, excuse the expression, but a piss take it was. Like, it really was just like, you guys screwed up, so we're going to make you pay for it. Yeah, well, rather, we screwed up, so we're going to make you guys deal with our screw up after we've paid a massive fine, admittedly. But the next day, they put a post up which was like, it's World Caring Day or something like that it was. Go and comment on people's videos, and I just couldn't help but notice the irony, and they were really opening themselves up to some punishment there, and they got everything they deserved on their Twitter feed. And I know it's not the YouTube creators' fault, it's YouTube brand admiral, whatever, their fault, but you know, the YouTube guys, this Twitter creator guys should have seen that one coming, and it's not their fault. They're just trying to, you know, don't shoot the messenger. They're doing their best. But YouTube, I think, needs to step back and go, comments, they have to, you know, comments aren't actually going to do any harm, and likes aren't going to do any harm. Now, there was an issue with pedophiles on YouTube, which hopefully they've addressed. They've got some new algorithms to pick up those things and stop that happening. I think their spam field has been better, stuff like that. They've been doing a lot in that area to stop that happening. But what the COPPA rule ruling by the FTC means is that any content that is classed as a toy, a game, anything that appeals to a kid, might appeal to a kid, needs to be flagged as a kid video. And if you don't do it and they decide that you actually are appealing to kids, knowingly appealing to kids, and you can argue, it's complicated, you need a lawyer to get this right, but you can, if your video is found to be targeted at kids and not rightly flagged as kids, you can get your video taken away, your channel taken away, and a $42,000 fine, US dollars, per video. Now, I live in Australia. I don't think they can fine me. They probably could fine me if I step foot onto the US soil, but I'm not going to. I'm going to respect it because I think it's actually important that they're doing this. I don't agree with how they've done it. I think that's complete. If I swear, does that make it an over 13 video? Or does it make it an over 18 video? But it's just wrong. It's just fundamentally wrong. And it's literally like, if you think about what appeals to kids, I know when I was growing up, I loved cars. I loved monster trucks. I was well into those. I used to watch American football religiously with my dad on a Sunday night on Channel 4. That's an English TV channel, anyone who doesn't know that. Yeah. But I used to love watching that with my dad. It was great. And that was when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. So technically, pretty much anything on YouTube is going to appeal to kids in some way. I'm sorry to say that. The only thing that's not going to is boring videos about, you know, business stuff, possibly makeup. That being said, my 5-year-old got makeup for her birthday recently. I'm not overly happy about that personally, but already she's into that because she watches her mum do makeup. Again, something that appeals to her. Makeup appeals to kids. You can start to see the flaw in this law and this ruling, that the way it's handled is just too open to interpretation. Now, I work with Lego. I do Lego. I'm an adult fan of Lego. I do not in any way target kids. Now, if I was to say, if any of my videos was to target kids, I don't target kids, but I think, you know, you could maybe say the review stuff is, although some of the sets are more expensive than most kids can afford. But I do smaller sets as well because I really like the small sets. Not trying to appeal to kids, but I can fully understand why they would watch that and go, it's great, I like it, you know. But the way I talk about it is as an adult, for adults, for older audiences. So would they enjoy it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. My Lego city updates, again, like, you know, I've got a city that I'm having a bit of fun with it. I'm doing some stuff with that. You know, good examples here. It's gonna come out this week, but my new petrol station that features a rocket servicing center as well on the roof. You know, it's a bit of fun. It's a sort of serious thing, but it actually has that fun side as well. So it's kind of, that's what Lego is to me. I've grew up with it. I'm from the, you know, grew up in the 80s, and I love Lego. I've got it for a long time, you know that. And I'm really troubled by just how damaging this law is. I am 100% for protecting kids, 100%, but I don't think this is the way to do it. I think they need to be a bit more sensitive. Now, personally, I agree with Greg over at BlockheadUK. He had a really good, watch his podcast from the other day. I'll put the link in the corner here. Now I think it's this corner. This corner? That, whatever corner it is. But he makes a good point that he goes, you know, he's gonna set his channel to kid friendly because, you know, obviously he does do a lot of Lego, which is only Lego. He's got Clark in his videos. He's got, like, you know, is Clark a child actor? Ooh. I loved his last video. That made me laugh a lot when he's anyway, watch his last video on that as well. That was really quite good. But, you know, I've been talking to him about what he's doing, and he's like, yeah, you know, I've got to do it this way. I'm going to play by the rules, but I don't think it's going to last. I think, and I agree with his thinking on this one. I don't think it's going to last. And a few other YouTubers have made this same comment where they will back down on this rule a bit, enough to bring back the community spirit of YouTube. I think it's wrong. I think they will bring some of that community spirit back to us because it's wrong. They will realise it's wrong. It's too brute force. It's a knee-jerk reaction. It's the lawyers speaking. It's not what people want. It's not what people want. People do want to comment. People do want to like, and they do want to protect kids. Except for the, anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. But they want to protect kids. We all do. And comments and likes is not protecting kids. mining data and taking advantage of young minds is taking advantage of kids. I 100% agree with that. It's wrong. Like, I've seen how susceptible my kids are if they see an ad for something. Daddy, I want that. Daddy, I want that. It drives me nuts sometimes. Like, yeah, okay, I'll just, you know, magic that money out of my pocket, out of my Lego budget. No, wait. But you know, it's wrong. So I think that policy will get softened in the new year. You know, March time. Maybe before then. It might even, you know, they might soften the rule before it even comes into play. Who knows? But what can you do to help with this? You can let YouTube know how you feel about this by commenting on their videos about it. You go to YouTube creators and they've got a video on it, comment on it, tell them. Go to Twitter, tell them. Go to, you want to follow the YouTube account and the YouTube creators account. Tell both of them how you feel, comment on it, tell them, share it, whatever. And also, you can go and tell the FTC what you think about the implementation of COPPA. Do you think it's too harsh? The channels they are going for are not the likes of me. They're going for the kind of, you know, the reason these things came about was some of these channels that were really, they were doing sponsored stuff without telling people they were doing sponsored stuff, for example. And they were really like hammering home the, this is for kids, here's my child, here's my child actor, it's my kid, you know, who's doing all these things, is sponsored, you know, there's all these monetization stuff going on around this that shouldn't be going on. It's really kind of forced, and that's what has triggered this entire thing. You know, that was what flagged it, and that's what's caused the issue for most of us, and those channels are going to be hit massively hard. Us fans, I think they will soften the rule for us. I think as long as we're sensible and we say, you know, at the moment I will have to flag, most of my videos are, they're not targeted at kids, but they would appeal to kids. So that's what I have to do. I check my audience stats and I don't have anyone, I have no one in the 13 to 18 range, for example, nothing. Most of my audience is 18 and above. So I'm very much sort of around my age group as well. So, you know, that's kind of my audience at the moment. Now, I do know there are people who are a bit younger than that in there, but I don't think I've got any super young audiences. I've got like the T-foals, the teenage fans of Legos, are kind of, I know from comments and the way they talk and actually seeing their channels and their content. And there's some great creators out there, and those kids will actually suffer because of this, because they won't be able to get comments on their own videos, which is really sad, because they're making some absolutely fantastic stuff and they're going to miss out on that experience and that interaction, which is a real shame. So down in the footer, I've got the links to YouTube on Twitter, YouTube creators on Twitter. I've got the FTC that you can actually, until December the, I'm going to say like the 6th or something, I think it is, you can go and comment and give them your thoughts on the policy. So go and, you know, make sure you go and tell all those. And the YouTube video as well, go and tell them. Make sure everybody knows what's happening. You know, it's not the way to handle this. It's not what the community wants. It's not what we want as creators. It's not what you want as the guys who watch my channel and watch, you know, Bricksonville. Greg's a lovely guy. He does great content. He's so entertaining, wonderful. Bricksonville's like to make giving up his channel. I don't think he will, but you know, that's the point he's at the moment, where he's like, oh, you know, GJBricks, you know, keeps us all entertained. Like, he's a, you know, unique Lego creator. He's got a wonderful city and stuff. He's going to be hit hard by this. Now, he's got policies in place. He says he's putting things in place to handle this. So, be interesting to see what he does. If anyone's spoken to a lawyer, please share that information with us and tell us what we can do. You know, do we need to put a PG-13 at the beginning of our videos? Is that what we need to cover it? For example, things like that. So, I think there's ways to be sensible out at this. I'm not trying to say I'm not going to do it. So I will, for my channel, be marking it as that. I'm going to do some other content I've talked about for ages that will not appeal to kids in the slightest. I've always talked about doing articles about, you know, how to set up your channel and optimization and SEO and things like that. Things I do in my day-to-day job, which are completely unrelated to Lego. But I'd always planned to do that. I'd always planned to turn my channel into a bit more than just my Lego hobby. I wanted to turn it into my passion for creating content, for marketing, for, you know, how these things all work together, and how, you know, working in something niche like Lego is a niche product, believe it or not, technically, and how you can, you know, make the most of that online, and what you can do to really kind of work those things work. So that's the kind of content I'm going to do, and I'll probably do some other interest videos, but I am going to keep my focus on Lego, and I do believe that the restrictions will be softened. I can live without the monetization, that's fine. The comments and likes I need. That was why I made the channel. I want that interaction. That's what we all want. That's the community. That's the Lego community, and I think we will get on. In the meantime, if you want to find me in other places, I have my GJBricks.com website where I will be posting all of my videos, so you can go and comment on there as well if you want to. I do have the Facebook for that as well. I get quite a lot of interaction on my Facebook page actually, so make sure you go and follow me on Facebook. Again, I'll put the link down below. Well, it's always down below, but go and check it out. And Twitter, I'm on there, and Instagram I post quite heavily on, although I'm GJ_Bricks on Instagram because somebody actually has GJBricks already, or had it before I even joined it. So yeah, you can find me on those channels as well, and Flickr. I'm on that, and probably Tumblr. Anyway, but those are the main ones I use. So Instagram, Flickr, Instagram, Facebook, and my website in particular, or where I post. So you can find me on all of those. You can go and interact with me on those. I'd say Facebook's a good place to go and get involved because all of my content goes on there 100%. Website is a good place as well. That supports my monetization side of things because I do have ads on there. I'm legally allowed to have ads on there. Full disclaimer, I just run Google AdSense on there, so it's up to them to deal with who's looking at the page because you don't log into my website, so it's all on their heads. Go Google. Yeah, so that's my thoughts. I'm going to be making some changes. I am going to be adhering to it mostly, and I want to be sensible, and I do want to support it. I do think it's the right thing to do, but it's being done the wrong way. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments what you think, and obviously if you're new here, hit subscribe, give the video a like while you can, give a comment while you can. I have to say that now. And if you're under 13, stop watching this video, you shouldn't be. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you again very soon.